Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
In full disclosure, when I grew up a few blocks from here, we played here often, and I hit my first home run at School 25.
I don't believe it.
It's true. It was off Manny Martinez, who's here. He's going to test it out a little bit later. Actually, hit the top of the fence. Yes, it was my first and last one, so I definitely did not have a Major League Baseball career, but who knows? Hinchcliffe Stadium is the field of dreams. I'm going to try out for the Jackals next year. What do you think, man?
Go for it.
Come on, they're looking for a catcher. Nevertheless, the children in this neighborhood deserve much better. As you could see, this field is in dire need of attention and renovation like we've done throughout the city. And Coach Tamara Scudder can attest to the fact that Commons Field, Titus Field, now for the young ladies, are fields that we can all be proud of. So School 25, ultimately, we're hoping will follow suit and be a field that we can be proud of as well. And someone who's always advocated on behalf of his constituents, on behalf of this specific neighborhood, on behalf of the students at School 25, is the young man who succeeded me and represents our constituents here in the 6th Ward, and that is none other than Councilman Al Abdulaziz. That's why Sandy came.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, or with the baby, it's afternoon, so I've been up all morning. So today's a big win, a great day for the City of Paterson and the 6th Ward. We're standing in the largest park in the 6th Ward.
Right.
This is where we do everything, right, Ms. Scudder? The kids practice here in their leagues, their softball leagues. We have a charter high school that plays our practices here, and this is where we do all our events for the entire 6th Ward. You can see we're in dire need for improvements. Since 2018, the mayor became mayor, I became councilman. We looked at every avenue possible to try to invest monies into this field to try to improve this park. But because the school district owns it, the city couldn't do this, a lot of bureaucratic red tape, and I'm happy that we're here today because of a generous donation of Miss Clark that in the Friends of Paterson Parks, that we're going to put much needed improvements for the residents of the Lakeview section, the People's Park section, and South Paterson. I look forward to now with our new superintendent, Dr. Newell, Commissioner Martinez, to start talks how we could really enhance and improve this park and take it to the next level for our residents. And I want to thank our mayor. You didn't give up. It's been 5 long years as we made improvements throughout the entire city. I was always in his office saying, how are we going to get School 25 out? How am I going to go back to the residents? I'm supporting all these fields, but I can't get anything done because the school district owns this. And today we're here, and I want to thank the mayor for his efforts and making sure that this gets done. So thank you very much, Mayor.
And I'm going to pay Al a very high compliment, although it may not appear to be. The worst thing you could ever do is give him your phone number, because this young man is relentless. He applies steadfast focus on the task at hand, and this clearly was a high priority for him, and I got to give him a lot of credit because it was 5 years ago when he came to my office. We were ready to power wash Assembly. We were ready to power wash City Hall. He said, nope, stop right there. Let's get Billy on board. We are going to fix Buckley Field. Yes, and there was a ripple effect. It was Buckley, then it was Brandeis, then it was the old Putnam Oval, then it was the Riverside Oval, then Commons Field, and Titus Field. And I can't go any further with Titus Field than acknowledging the fact that we wouldn't be here if it were not for a friend that we have in Bergen County. She's a benefactor. She donated $600,000 to Titus Field. And she was so pleased with the work that was done there and at Hinchcliffe Stadium that she said, Mayor, what else do you need? And I said, well, Al was just in my office. You see how Al can operate? And she said, well, what do you need? I said, I need to revitalize, I need to renovate School 25. So she donated $250,000 to this cause as well. Her name is Marilyn Clark, and Al's going to work on something a little bit later, potentially naming this after her. So at this time, I want to call forward our congressman who played here at School 25. I believe there's a famous picture of him with his team and Lou Costello in his office. Ladies and gentlemen, Congressman Bill Pascrell.
I'll tell you, the first midget league game, Al, listen to this.
played here at School 25. I remember the day. I was the opening pitcher. I was sweating. I had to go out there, and everybody was here because Lou Costello was here. He stood with a bat over here, and all the kids of Lakeview section in Paterson were behind him. That picture's on my wall. Right, Mayor?
Yes. Prominent display. I like the pictures.
So I hit the first 3 batters I faced. And now the manager, the coach, Mr. Majuri, I remember like it happened today. He starts out from the dugout. There were dugouts here, believe it or not. He starts out from the dugout. He's walking straight to me. I know he's not going to bring me good news. Comes out to the mound, and he says, "Before you kill someone, go to center field." I mean, I'm 11 years old. Come on. So I went to center field. And the pitcher that came after me, Bobby Sweeney, lived on Getty Avenue, 452. He comes and takes my place. And you know, there was a thing in the group. Pasquarel, he's the guy. So here's Sweeney coming out, and he's relieving me because I almost killed 3 people. And he felt badly for me. He goes to me and he says, "I'm sorry what happened." But there's a lot of history here.
Yes. Yes.
The kids who got their start. And I got my baseball start right here. And Mr. Majuri never had to pull me out of another game. Because he won't put me in that picture anymore. But I played center field here. Then I played for a couple of baseball teams that played in this park. Of course, the left field was a little deeper than that before. So we want to thank this wonderful woman. You know, it's good to be here and not have the federal government do anything about it. Because we couldn't. This is one of the fields we couldn't donate to because of the relationship with the Board of Education. Almost like Hitchcock Stadium in a way. So I want to congratulate the city. This is going to be a beautiful hit for Al's ward.
Yes.
And Freddie, remember to play? Gaze used to play here.
Yeah, I know. Let's put stickball in the back.
Stickball on the back. I like stickball too. Break a couple of windows on the other side. Nobody worries. Who did it? Nobody. So thank you all for being here. This is money well spent.
Yeah.
And our parks and this administration have had a real boost in terms of the money that the city spends, is able to get the state and the federal government to be involved in it as is. Our parks are 100% improved since July, 4 years. So congratulations to Paterson, congratulations to School 25. Many famous people went to this school. Cy Anarelli. Did you go to this school?
Cy!
That's right.
1956.
Very good, Cy. You're a year younger than I am. God bless you. Thanks for coming, everybody. God bless you.
Thank you, Congressman. And for anyone who wants a tour of his office to see that picture of him and Lou Costello, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Was it 1956? Oh my God, the Dodgers are still in Brooklyn, Cy. I'm not saying anything. 1956, from here. A staple in the Lakeview section. Gail, terrific, send her best. I'll send out a robocall. She'll know all about this. I also want to thank our Assemblywoman who we'll hear from momentarily because she's advocated for tennis courts. There's a tennis court here at School 25 as well, but at the last council meeting last Tuesday, Al Abdulaziz led the charge, and now the East Side Park tennis courts will be renovated with all the money that we secured. Thank you. I know Fred is going to be a little upset, But when we met with the regional representative from the USTA, thank you, David Williams, brought to us by way of our Assemblywoman, he said, did I beat pickleball to Paterson? I said, you did, by like 5 minutes. So School 25 is on the list for the USTA to consider to renovate as well, and Westside Park, obviously. So ladies and gentlemen, the champion for tennis courts and for the City of Paterson, our Assemblywoman from the 35th Legislative District, Shavonda Sumter.
Thank you.
Sandy Mac.
I have a
Acknowledge Sandy Macalino.
Can I say, no, stay right there. As a resident of 6th Ward, like Andre and Fred, me and Fred are around the same age, 49. You know, we played here. I watched my brother, he played for Farmland. They didn't have teams for girls, softball teams for girls
There you go.
in those days. Yeah, I used to just play in the back. Wait, I'm left-handed. I didn't even know they had right-handed gloves. You know, I would throw it, put the glove down, throw to my brother in the backyard. Anyway, late 70s, I was a recreation director here for 2 years, the end of the 70s. Then I was a Paterson gym teacher for 39 and a half years. And one of my students was Shavonda Williams Sumter. 4 softball teams started in Paterson. We were mostly at Commons.
Yep.
We might have practiced here. Yes, she was one of the stars of my team. Our
That's
team.
it. How much
It
you
was
pay for
called.
that? How much you paid her for?
She went to my school, but it was called 21 and Company because
Yes.
we had other girls on it. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. Good luck.
News outlets, make sure you interview her offline, okay? I can see that one.
So
Gentleman Jim.
this is how you know you're really from Paterson, because you get the testimonials. Thank you, Miss Mack, for everything. Truly, being a part of the softball team taught me discipline, sportsmanship or sportswomanship, and we had a good time as well. The key for me with fields, and thank you, Mayor, thank you, Alan, thank you for private investments, is when students look out their window, we want them to look at fields for dreams, for hopes. And that was part of Hinchcliffe Stadium and my passion for revitalizing it. My passion for tennis, never been a good tennis player at all. But when I walk in the park, the fellows would stop me at 7 a.m. and say, Assemblywoman, we need some new tennis courts. Eastside High School, who has a tennis team, could not play there because the tennis courts needed to be revitalized. I believe that it's our generation's time, Mayor, councilperson, congressman, to reinvest in our infrastructure. Government cannot do it alone. The school district cannot do it alone. But we did the park a couple of years ago, and that was quite fun with private funds as well. Now we're doing this field, which I'm excited about. My son actually practiced Little League flag football here, so even as a parent, still coming to our fields for hope, safety, and fun. And that's what a big urban city is about. So I am glad that we are investing in our parks. Thank you to the school district, to our new superintendent, Dr. Newell, who is continuing to allow us to invest in our parks. And thank you to each of you who are supporting that effort.
Anyone posting on any social media site relative to this event, the hashtag is now Happy Glad. I like that. Happy. What do you think, Al? Are you happy glad? You're a dad. He's a happy glad dad. What do you think, Congressman? Well, I'm happy glad that we have our new superintendent with us, who's not necessarily new because she's been here before. She's actually been a superintendent for 7 years. After speaking with her for about 7 hours last week, I enjoyed our marathon. It just breezed by. It wasn't a city council meeting, trust me. I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. So we're happy to have with us a visionary leader. And we're looking to partner even further with shared services agreement to improve not only what we can do for our constituents, but what we can ultimately do for our children. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lori Newell, our superintendent. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, that's right. You want me to say it? Sure. Okay. Just so you know, that Dr. Newell was the #2 rated tennis player in all of Jamaica. Did I get that right? Whoa.
We're not getting a pickup game with her.
Serena and Venus Williams were tied for first. Yes, they were toddlers.
Please. We're not playing her.
That's impressive, right? That's impressive. That is
I'm not getting embarrassed.
Wait, hold on. One second, I got it. I was just showing her some love. Get it? Love, tennis. All right, anyway.
Stick to your day job. Stick to your day job.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor.
Joe Malicano, was that a quote? No. Okay. He didn't love it.
Yeah, it is.
That was rough.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you so much to my colleagues, dignitaries. It has been a wonderful past couple of weeks coming back into the city of Paterson and back to Paterson Public Schools. I'm so excited to start strengthening a lot of the partnerships that we've been having. I'm also very grateful for everyone who's been patient, who's been waiting. I am here to tell you that I am a strong and firm believer in partnerships. In partnerships, because that's the only way we can really pour in and strengthen our students. I think for them to be looking out the window to see that we are invested in them and in their future is very important. And so I just want to thank everyone for coming out and really for forging this partnership with the Paterson Public Schools. I'm always open to anything that is going to improve the lives of our students. So thank you so much once again.
Dr. Newell and I have a tentative agreement that when the East Side Park tennis courts open up, she and I will play each other, sort of like Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs, and probably the same outcome, but probably far worse for me. We've also been joined by a gentleman who I have an opportunity to hear from as well, maybe refute what I said earlier relative to the first and only home run I ever hit here. He's a member of the school board who grew up here, who worked out here with me up these stairs, when you could go up those stairs. Yes, that is correct. I'm reminded that we've had a young man who's been drafted into the major leagues, who started here, Nazir Muley. Last year he was drafted by the Chicago Cubs. With us today is Commissioner Manny Martinez. Go get it. Good morning. You going to spell that, Manny?
The mayor is correct. We used to wear these stairs out. I think they're actually in bad shape for how many times we ran up and down those stairs getting our workouts in the morning. So that'll be the next project. We'll get them fixed. Al's always on time, always on time. But good morning to everyone, and thank you all for being here. And a special thank you to Ms. Clark for her generous donation, to our councilman, to our mayor, to our assemblywoman, to our superintendent. Thank you all for participating and for strengthening the partnership between the city and the school district. Anytime we have the opportunity to improve the conditions for young people, I will lend myself wholeheartedly to it. And again, not just for the things that they learn on the field, but more importantly, the things that they will learn off the field, the life skills. Anyone who's ever participated in team sports knows that you learn discipline, you learn leadership, you learn the notion of playing as an individual, but also doing your best to help your team win. And again, those are skills that our young people will carry on beyond the athletic realms and into the game of life, which is really what we're here to do. So we thank you all. God bless. We look forward to this park getting up and going. Thank you.
We'll be meeting.
Thank you. And our assembly, thank you, Manny. Our assembly referred to it earlier. This was I believe it was 2015, right, Al? We came together as a committee of the Congress, and you were here. We got together and we built that playground. So at the very least, what we have to do is enhance what I consider a campus. This is a real campus, one of the few, if at all, that we have in our city. School 18 comes close with the Riverside Oval, but this is actually on the footprint of School 25 as opposed to being across the street. That's right, it's 2 full blocks, as Al likes to point out. I also would like to call forward a gentleman who's heading up the Friends of Paterson Parks. Now, Dasiltilos, thank you for your leadership. We created this 5 years ago, Friends of Paterson Parks, so that we can get more than one bite at the empanada or apple here for funding to improve our parks. And the very first application they submitted to the county for open space funding, they were approved, and that was for an inclusive playground at Roberto Clemente, which became our first playground in Paterson to accommodate children on the spectrum. And now we've since gotten one at Lou Costello Memorial, so now there are 3 inclusive playgrounds in Paterson because the county just cut the ribbon on the Garrett Mountain playground. And so we continue to apply for funding for Pennington Park and other parks that need some enhancement. And we couldn't do it without our Friends of Paterson Parks. And today we have with us our president, Fred Artis. Hey, Fred, give us an update on recruiting.
Thank you, Andre. I wasn't expected to be up here, but we're trying our best with the newly formed Commission of Parks, Friends of Paterson Parks. So we're going to continue our effort of raising money. We're going to have in near future a fundraiser.
Yes.
In the works. So
yes,
hopefully
everyone's invited to the fundraiser. It's at
that's-
Toro's, right?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
Al, our councilman, never mentions that he's one of my ex-students.
come
Him and
on,
his brother.
come on,
Never
come
gives
on,
me a
come
shout out.
You don't give me an introduction like Miss Smack, you see?
Well-
You didn't jump in there.
Because I was a remedial math teacher and you were an A student. But anyway, I'm glad to see the congressman here. Great man, great man. I'm a longtime citizen of Paterson. I grew up in this neighborhood, played stickball in the backyard, worked for 40 plus years in school number 9, right out.
Yep.
And I appreciate this time and effort that's going behind all the fields and the pickleball courts of the future. And thank you for attending.
Thank you. Fred, if it makes you feel any better, Al never mentions that he was my student at William Paterson University.
Now you know who to blame, guys.
That's right. That's right. I want to acknowledge one of our leaders in the clergy. Thank you, Pastor John Gibbons, for joining us today. Thank you, sir. Now, we've done a lot with the parks, but there's more work that needs to be done. And our last speaker is the young man that we've entrusted with this responsibility. Gentleman Jim, you'll really appreciate this. He, to me, is the doppelganger for the New York Giants head football coach, Brian Dable. And the way I view it is, I'm considered the general manager, he's the coach. So we give him the plays and he implements what needs to get done, and he has done that. And he's about to embark on something really significant with Westside Park. We are in the process of raising $12 million to totally give that flagship park of ours a makeover, which is a long time coming. And for those that watch cricket, which is the second most popular sport in the world, not in the United States, I was about to say that, a lot of our constituents are looking forward to a real first-class pitch in Paterson so they can play cricket, and they will be able to do it when we're done with Westside Park. So ladies and gentlemen, our head coach here at DPW, Director Billy Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, we got to notch this one up for another win for the citizens of Paterson, for the 6th Ward youth. I practiced on this field. We played on this field a few times. It definitely is in need of a total rehab, but what we're going to give it is brand new grass, brand new top of the line clay, brand new fencing, half moon fence so that the neighbors don't have to worry about getting hit with a house, getting hit with a ball. Just give something back to the neighborhood that they could enjoy. Like this, people spoke before me, the kids can look out the windows and see something that they're looking forward to so they can behave in class and look forward to going outside to play and not staying inside getting in trouble. But Mayor mentioned also Westside Park. Yes, we're going to be doing a major renovation on the other side of town, Westside Park, which hopefully will be starting in sometime in October. It's about $12 million project. We're going to total rehab the whole park, station, hopefully a concession stand, new bathrooms, new maintenance building, new walk paths, new tennis courts, new lighting in the whole park. And for this park, down the street, we're going to be doing a smaller playground and an animal in the dog park on the corners of Alabama and Trenton Ave, bringing this side of the community together and putting more parks on this side of Paterson.
Thank you, Director. And before we break ground, you know, very often there are certain council people that says, Al gets everything. Let the record reflect, Joe Malanconigo, this is the first park that we've invested in 5 years in the 6th Ward. He only has one park, of course. But it took us 5 years to do it for you, Al.
I know. It's school property.
The 1st Ward has gotten much more attention than your ward, but listen, it's not about 6 wards, it's about one Paterson, one city for all of our children and all of our 160,000 residents. So we feel like the best investment you can make is in the youth, and we will continue to do it. So ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to break ground on the new and improved School 25 project. Thank you.
Okay.
What were we saying? Al Abdulaziz?
No, 6th Ward.
6th Ward. 1, 2, 3. 6th Ward. First one. Isn't it true, Al?
Yeah.
Al 25. 1, 2, 3. School 25.
There we go.
There you go. Sandy Mack.